I was already awake when her phone vibrated. Not rang, vibrated. That small, polite sound people think they can hide secrets inside. She didn't reach for it. She pretended to sleep. That's how I knew. I stared at the ceiling, counting breaths that weren't mine, listening to the way silence changes when a lie enters the room. The screen lit the nightstand for half a second, long enough for me to see a name I didn't recognize, and a message preview that ended too carefully. "We need to talk, alone." No emojis, no warmth, just control. My chest didn't tighten, it went cold. I didn't move. I let my breathing stay slow, steady, obedient. Years of marriage teach you how to perform sleep perfectly. Her hand slid across the sheet, hovering near the phone, then pulled back. Fear does that. Makes people hesitate. I memorized the moment, the timing, the distance between us. In the morning, she was normal. Too normal. Coffee poured exactly to the rim. A kiss placed precisely on my cheek, not my lips. Her eyes avoided mirrors. Mine didn't. "You're quiet," she said. "I'm thinking," I replied. That was true. I was always thinking. At work, I watched her through reflections, in glass doors, in polished metal. She laughed at something someone texted her and turned the screen away instinctively. Not from me, from the room, as if the world itself wasn't allowed to see. Her boss picked her up that evening. He was everything men like him enjoy being called without saying it out loud. Tall, calm, expensive watch. The kind of confidence that doesn't ask permission because it's never been denied. He shook my hand like he owned time itself. "Good to finally meet you," he said. His eyes lingered half a second too long on her waist. That was the second confirmation. The first was the way she stiffened when he spoke. Not desire, anticipation, like someone waiting for instructions. I didn't accuse. I didn't ask. I don't chase answers that want to hide. That night, while she slept for real, I unlocked her phone. She'd deleted the obvious messages. People always do. They forget metadata, calendar invites, email drafts saved but never sent. I found a reservation under his assistant's name. Hotel bar. Same night. Discuss performance. Performance. I almost smiled. In bed, inches from her breathing, I felt something settle inside me. Not rage. Rage is loud. This was alignment. Pieces clicking into place. A quiet understanding of who I was dealing with. She wasn't cheating yet. He was positioning, testing boundaries, claiming ownership before asking consent. And she hadn't stopped him. I turned toward the window and watched the city blink like a surveillance feed. By the time she woke up, I had already decided something important. I wouldn't confront her. I would let the truth walk toward me on its own, and make sure it had nowhere to run. I became patient in ways I never needed to be before. Patience is easier when you're no longer confused. I started waking up earlier, not to watch her, but to leave before she could ask questions. Distance creates patterns. Patterns create truth. I synced her cloud backups to an old tablet she forgot existed. I didn't read messages. I studied behavior. She stayed late on Wednesdays now, always Wednesdays, claimed strategy meetings. Funny thing about lies, they come with schedules. I pulled phone records, not content, timing, frequency. The calls never lasted long. 30 seconds, 45. Power doesn't waste time on conversations. It issues summons. At dinner, she talked more than usual. Over-explained. People do that when they're hiding silence elsewhere. I nodded. I smiled. I asked about her day like a man who trusted his life completely. Inside, I was cataloging. Her perfume changed. Subtle. Sharper. Chosen to be noticed in passing. Not remembered at home. She started wearing heels she couldn't walk comfortably in. Weapons disguised as fashion. One night, she mentioned his name casually. Too casually. "Mark thinks the team needs restructuring," she said, spearing a piece of chicken she didn't eat. I waited 3 seconds. "Does he?" I said. She looked up too fast. That was my third confirmation. I began arriving near her office unannounced, sitting in the car across the street, watching exits, watching body language. Power reveals itself when it thinks no one is looking. I saw him walk her to her car once, not touching, never touching. That's how men like him operate. He leaned in, not to whisper, but to let her lean first. She did. I didn't photograph it. I didn't need souvenirs. I needed leverage. So I went deeper. I found an internal complaint filed 3 years ago. Different woman, same boss, same pattern. Withdrawn quietly. Settled quietly. Promoted afterward. Silence purchased with success. Alpha males don't seduce. They condition. I requested a meeting with HR under a false pretense. Mentioned organizational culture. Dropped his name once. Watched faces tighten. Fear doesn't lie. At home, I stayed kind, gentle, predictable. I kissed her forehead every night. Trust is a weapon when sharpened slowly. She started confessing without realizing it. "He believes in me," she said once. "He pushes me," another time. "He says I deserve more." Men like him don't say those things because they're true. They say them because they work. I booked a table at the same hotel bar. Different night, same corner. Watched him arrive alone. Watched him scan the room. Not for people, but for compliance. That's when I understood something essential. This wasn't about desire. It was about dominance, and my marriage was simply a territory he assumed was unguarded. I finished my drink untouched and left before he noticed me. The trap was almost ready. I just needed proof that didn't speak, proof that destroyed quietly. The proof arrived on a Tuesday. Of course it did. An email forwarded anonymously to HR. Screenshots attached. Not explicit. Nothing crude. Just patterns. Messages sent after hours. Calendar entries that didn't match meeting rooms. Expense reports tied to that same hotel bar. Dates. Times. Repetition. Truth doesn't need to shout. It only needs to be consistent. I printed everything. Paper feels heavier when it's real. That evening, she came home late. Again. Shoes in hand. Smile rehearsed. She froze when she saw the folder on the table. Didn't ask what it was. She already knew. "Sit," I said. Not loud, not angry, certain. She sat. I slid one page across first. An expense report, his signature, her department code. Her breath caught, but she didn't cry. Not yet. People cry when denial collapses. She was still trying to hold it up. "He's just mentoring me," she said. I nodded, then slid the second page. Calendar entries, private, repeating. Performance discussion. Her hands started to shake. That annoyed me. Trembling is what happens when people want mercy without accountability. "Did you sleep with him?" I asked. One clean question. No accusation, no edge. She hesitated. That pause was everything. "No," she said finally. "But he wanted to." I watched her carefully. The way she said wanted. Not tried, not crossed a line. Wanted. "And you let him think it was possible," I said. Silence admitted it for her. I stood and picked up my coat. "Where are you going?" she asked, voice cracking now. "To finish it." I didn't go to him. I went above him. By morning, the investigation was official. By afternoon, the whispers had started. Power hates daylight. Patterns were discovered. Old complaints resurfaced. Settlements questioned. Promotions re-examined. By evening, his assistant stopped answering calls. He texted her once. Just once. "We need to talk." She showed me the message with trembling hands, as if transparency could rewind time. "Reply," I said. She looked up at me. Fear, relief, shame, all tangled together. What do I say? I thought about it for a moment. Nothing, I said. Silence is what ends men like him. She didn't reply. The next day, he was placed on leave. The day after, escorted out. No drama, no headlines, just absence. At home, she waited for anger, for shouting, for punishment. I gave her none. Some betrayals don't deserve emotion. They deserve consequence.